flowing in our veins, and we got the Moderna and the Pfizer and the Visor and the Pfizer. Schmeiser. Yeah, Shamil, Shemazel. Let's call the whole thing off. However it goes. How's it go? I don't know how it goes.
Schlemiel, Schlemazel.
Yeah.
Haas and Pfeffer Corporated.
There it is.
Or tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. One of those two.
Either one works. Okay. Recording's going. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
I guess those three were no match for you. Let me be your opponent now.
I eat guys like you for breakfast.
All right. I'd be unstoppable in this baby.
The morning stream. 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 The morning stream.
How about a booby? You know the guy's got talent. This is the morning stream.
Good morning, friends and neighbors, and welcome back to the morning stream. It is Monday, April 19th, 2021. Scott Johnson here, Brian Ibbett there. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Scott.
We were worried that you weren't going to have a good day today, but look at you, all bright and bushy-tailed, or whatever the phrase is.
Yeah, I'm even standing up, although that was a last-minute decision. I was really just prepared to be seated for the whole episode today.
Sure.
Got my second jab yesterday, Moderna shot number 2, and knocked Tina out for like a day and a half. Right, the morning after she got it, she woke up and it was like she had flu symptoms.
Sure.
I've got a headache. I'm a little sluggish today, and also this is something new. I'm kind of short. I have shortness of breath.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I noticed that when I was taking some computers to ship out up to the upstairs, basically moving from downstairs to upstairs, that I was a little winded when I got up there.
That's no good. Well, it sounds mild though, like it's not too harsh. Yeah.
No, it's mild. I'll be honest. There was part of me that was saying, it just would be nice to have a day just lay on the couch.
Yeah.
I thought of that. I'm not, I'm certainly not going to say, "Oh, Scott, I'm not feeling if I'm feeling just fine." So, but
I'm sure the audience is grateful that you made that decision. But I would have supported it anyway because it's a cool idea to just lounge around for once.
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly. Claire says, "Are you sure it's not a hangover?" Well, I'm sure. I didn't drink anything last night, but those damn Elks Saturday night were buying me gin and tonics like there was no tomorrow.
I will say for the record, I'll say Brian sounded a little not inebriated, not hungover, because you're not really one to sound very hungover, but you did sound like a guy that had a night happen before on Film Sack.
Yeah, when we were on Film Sack yesterday. Good. Then I hit it well because I had all those things. I had such a bad hangover. I was nauseous. I woke up and threw up in the middle of the night.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was so good. I'm glad I held it well enough.
Yeah, you did all right.
To not sound too bad yesterday morning. I was a little worried about that. I was like, because we usually do Film Sex on Saturday mornings, and I was thinking, all right, no problem. I've got the Elks thing, but I can just sleep in because I knew it was going to happen. Oh, by the way, I'm not a member of the Elks.
You were there as a guest or something.
I was there as a guest. I was there really running the audio visuals for my buddy Chris Brown, who performed at their annual awards dinner.
And he's the one that beat up Rihanna, right? Do I have that right? That's the right guy?
Yes,
okay,
right guy.
That's
exactly.
the guy. Okay. Got it.
Have you met? If you haven't met him, one of these days you just got to have a picture taken with the two of you and have him like doing a half Nelson with a fist or something.
I thought he did. I thought we did, but maybe I'm remembering it wrong. But I thought there was one of the Vegas trips, or maybe he was there.
I'm wondering if he was there for one of the Vegas trips.
I have a vague memory of you saying, "Hey, it's my friend Chris Brown I always tell you about," and me going, "Oh, cool, we'll finally get to meet." It's something about that happened, but maybe in my head. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, that was just there running. He has a PowerPoint slide presentation that goes behind while he's playing to let people know the titles of the songs. He had an in memoriam section. There was a video of Elks that had passed away in the last year, and
did a lot of Elks Find the rosy road.
4 minutes of Elks passing,
geez.
but it was just names. It wasn't like a little video montage like you see, Pink singing "Hallelujah" to at the Oscars.
Yeah. Well, you don't want that.
Yeah,
That's
right. That's coming up this Sunday too. The Oscars.
Oh my gosh, is that already here?
Yeah. Who are they going to forget in this year's In Memoriam segment?
Yeah. Who died that they'll just completely blow off? I can't wait to find out.
Right. Exactly.
So hold on a sec. So when you're there, what I'm trying to imagine is like the demographic. I assume it's like a lot of old dudes, right?
It's a lot of old dudes.
Okay.
A lot of old dudes and ladies.
Okay.
And
I thought it was a men's only kind of an arrangement. There's ladies there?
No. And they even had awards for quote unquote elk ladies.
Oh, elk ladies.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of gives you an idea of the setup. But no, it's probably, God, it's more than 2/3, 1/3 women. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
not 50-50, but
right.
Yeah.
3/5 men, 2/5 women is probably where I'd go.
Well, Brian was very quick to correct me because I sent him a text and said, I said, "Where's your fez?" And he goes, "You're thinking of the Shriners. That's not what this is." And I'm like,
"That's right, exactly. These are the guys that wear antlers on their head and have a funny handshake."
Yeah.
Sadly, neither of which are true.
Yeah, I mean,
I would join if they wore antlers on their head and had a funny handshake. That would be.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wikipedia says J.C. Calhoun found that in 1995, all the way up till there, they were men's
1995.
Only.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it was that that recent. Jeez.
Yeah, never been to any of this sort of thing, so I have no like bearings on it. I don't know what these things are like, but you clearly do, and they gave you a lot of booze, and that's good.
Yeah, they do. And they're this group, at least the one that Crazy Neighbor belongs to, and Chris Brown is the bartender for. This group is mostly about just helping the community and doing things in the community. They don't even really push the religious agenda, which is like one of the top things in many Elks clubs.
Yeah.
But no, they basically go out and build stuff in the community, do fundraisers for charities, things like that. They're actually, I mean, they're not what I expected when I heard Crazy Neighbor was joining the Elks.
Yeah, I was thinking just old people on scooters. Like, I don't know why. It's just
right.
in my
yes,
head.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like really old people on little, what are those called? There's a name. What's the name?
Rascals.
Little rascals. Yeah. All right.
Riding the little rascals. So got my jab, but right before my jab, I had my first experience eating an In-N-Out burger in Colorado.
In Colorado. Yeah.
In Colorado. I've had them in Utah. I've had them in Vegas. Of course, I've had them in California.
Yeah.
But this is the first time because they just opened up, or they just started having these out here in the last couple of months. And they made headlines, right? When the first one opened and there were 14-hour lines to get a freaking In-N-Out burger.
Yeah. Not worth it, by the way.
If you have to pack 2 meals to wait in line to get 1 meal.
Yeah, it's effed up. Like, that's just effed up. You don't get out of that line. If you're in that line, don't be in it. Wait until things smooth out. Don't be one of those people. That's ridiculous. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And it's, I mean, it was still an hour-long wait from the time we got in line. The way they had it set up, they'd taken over the one section of the Aurora Mall parking lot, shopping mall parking lot. And
good idea.
If you imagine those long shopping mall parking lanes, cars, nose to butt all the way down one of those lanes.
Ugh.
7 of those lanes, and people directing you like you're parking for a Motley Crue concert. Like, all right, you get in this lane. All right, you come here this way. And then one at the front who's going, all right, now lane 1, all of you come with me. You're going to the drive-through. Yeah. And
dude, that's pee in a cup line is what that is.
Well, not for an hour.
Ugh,
and
that's
awful. I'll be honest. I mean, In-N-Out's good. It's fine. I don't like their fries as much as I like other restaurant fries. But there's a Freddy's. There's 2 Freddy's within 15 minutes of where I live.
Yeah.
I'll take Freddy's just about any day of the week over In-N-Out,
I would too. Yeah. And Freddy's doesn't have a giant line, so just,
Freddy doesn't. No giant line at Freddy's, and their California Freddy's is kind of like an In-N-Out cheeseburger.
It is, and that's what Kim always gets. And it's we had Freddy's this weekend. That's funny you bring that up. But they are the hype is real, and In-N-Out has a reputation. And the one thing they do have that nobody has is like the most efficient freaking. I don't know. It's like they're Germans or something. Sorry, Germans, but they're so efficient and so like super hardcore, like focused on you getting what you need when you need it, even with lines like that. Like it's something to be admired. But when it comes right down to it, if you blind tested me on 5 burgers, it's not going to be in my top 3. It'd be in there, but
yeah, it'd be among. I mean, if we're talking just fast food burgers, like not throwing Red Robin or Smash Burger into the mix, but everything Five Guys and faster.
Right. Right.
I guess actually Five Guys and Smash Burger probably along the same lines.
Yeah.
I'd put
I like Smash a lot.
Yeah, I'd put Smash Burger, Freddy's.
I'd put Five Guys in there. I'm a Five Guys guy. I like the burgers.
Would you?
Yeah. I like their big freaking sloppy with everything on it things. Oh man, right now I could eat that.
Oh, we still don't have a Habit out here.
Habit's
or at least
okay.
I don't think we do, unless we've gotten it.
Habit's pretty good. Habit gave my wife her first tooth problem ever. Did we ever talk about this? She cracked a crown, or not a crown. She doesn't have any crown. She has perfect teeth, including all of her wisdom teeth. They all came through. So Kim has just a glorious geography of teeth. And they're white and beautiful.
I've never heard that term before, and I like it. A glorious geography of teeth.
She has amazing teeth. None are crooked. Never had braces. Didn't need them. Just perfectly formed. No cavities her entire life. They had, a lot of what do you call it in the water? What do you get in the water?
Chlorine.
Chlorine.
Yeah.
What is it? What's it called?
Chlorine.
It's
oh my God! It's what's not in water in the UK.
Fluoride. Gosh dang.
Fluoride. Yes.
Right. So they had, they had that whole fluoride thing.
Well, if you're in a pool, you get chloride.
Sure. But everybody who's anti-fluoride, Kim's got teeth that'll tell you otherwise. They're just amazing teeth. But anyway, she went to a Habit one night. I was with her, and she bit down on. You know how sometimes beef's just gonna have like a weird bone or something. A little nodule of whatever sort of thing. Bit down too hard, cracked her rear molar. Oh, hurt like hell. Went in.
Oh, jeez.
Had it fixed. That's what the crown was the other day because this thing just wasn't holding. The fix wasn't holding. So she got the crown on it. And it sucks because perfect teeth, one little problem caused by a piece of beef at the thing we were just talking about, the place, the Habit. So now every time I think about the Habit, I go, oh, tooth broken. Ugh. So I can't go to the Habit anymore. It's all about teeth there now.
You know where I need to go back to and give it another shot is BurgerFi.
I don't know what that is. Never heard of that.
It's it sounds like what the the beef army or the beef marines say. BurgerFi.
Yeah, BurgerFi. You only know if you're in the Marines though. It's a secret. BurgerFi.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's see where the
BurgerFi is. It like hi-fi? Is that the joke? Is that the tie-in?
I don't know what the fi.
Huh.
The fi means.
Could be Semperfi or I don't know.
Yeah, there's just one left. It's on Broadway in downtown Denver, 13 miles away. Might be worth it. But then there's Lubbock, Texas, Leawood, Kansas, Mesa, Arizona, Tempe, Henderson, Nevada.
I'm in.
Yeah, no Utah as far as I can see here.
No, we'll get it eventually. All restaurants lead here eventually. It's just how it is.
That's right. Exactly.
We have too many kids to feed. Everything will open here eventually. But
Bagheera says you should try McDonald's. I think they're in Colorado now. Yeah, there's. Sadly, McDonald's is the closest fast food restaurant to me, and
food.
Even so, I won't go there.
Yeah. Oh, I will. I got a quick recommendation. I prefer Taco Bell over Del Taco.
Yeah.
However, Del Taco now has one of they have the cheap beef burrito, kind of entry level, value burrito things.
Entry level,
yeah, entry level burrito with there's maybe a move for
it's an intern. It's it's the intern of burritos.
Yeah, if this goes well, you might get a paying position, but you never know. But yeah, they make these entry level beef burritos that are as good, maybe a little better than the equivalent thing they have over at Taco Bell. So I will say that for those guys. And also they have better fries than they should. For some reason, a place that shouldn't even have French fries has them, and they're pretty good. The burger they make there is bad.
Aren't they tater tots, or do they have those separate?
That's a separate thing you can get, I think. Oh,
Okay.
no, that's Sonic.
Or am I thinking of no, not Sonic? It's another one of the Mexican restaurants that has. Is it not Del Taco?
Now that you say it, maybe they do have both. Maybe I could choose.
Del Pepitos or something
Del
like
Pepitos.
If they'd have some goofy name that's not tater tots.
Del Pepitos. I hope that's not real because I want to use it for something. Anyway, well, there you go. Our food, our fast food, our shots, and our Shriners visits. No, not Shriners. That looks fun. Right. That's what I meant. Hey, I got a quick thing I'd tell you about. It cracked me up. Last night at about, I don't know, 7:30. What time we get home from Taylor's? We had to watch the baby. It's a little later, I guess. I think it was dark out. Yeah, so it must have been later because we got home later. Anyway, I'm in the bedroom and I'm just kind of getting some stuff situated, and that's not a euphemism. Getting stuff situated in the bedroom.
Hey,
you want to get?
What do you say we get some stuff situated?
So I'm in there and I hear outside the door, or outside my window on that side of the street is the rear entrance of one of these townhomes, kind of next door to where the Tesla guy is. This may have been Tesla guy, actually. I don't know. But I hear a door open, some rummaging around, somebody clear their throat, a garbage can getting moved from one part of the garage to the other, and then I hear the most distinct and renowned sounding like that. Like the biggest rip-off fart of all time from this guy. Now, that's fine. He thinks he's alone. There's no one there to report the offense, like it's just him farting outside of his thing. But why do I feel like I want to say something? And I don't mean like, could you stop farting? I don't mean like that. I mean, I just want to say,
open the window, nice one.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to say, I heard you last night, and that was awesome. Well done, or whatever. Like I don't want to rub it in. I just kind of want him to know that I see you. I saw you. I know what's up.
Yes.
I should have started clapping, says TV Travis. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done. The German judge gives it a 9.4.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8.5. Not the best, but pretty much not the worst. Well done. Yeah, it just felt like a moment of connection, and I don't even know who it was. So look, what am I gonna do? Go door to door and go, excuse me, did you fart last night in your garage? No? Okay. Moving on to your next neighbor. Thanks. None of that's gonna happen, but just so you know, I guess the lesson is, you think nobody can hear you, but we live in a society, as George Costanza once famously said, and you're going to get heard. So fart wherever you want. Just know you may not be alone. All right?
Yeah, or you may not be alone for long. That's the other problem, is like going off into an unpopulated aisle in Target to maybe let one rip. The second you do that, someone's going to come around the corner with their kids in their basket and have to drive through your cloud.
Yeah, they're going to have to go right through it, and their mouths will be open.
Exactly.
I guess they'll have masks on.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep those
for now they will, yes. Keep those masks on for other reasons.
Now, Brian, you've written down here, speaking of farts, Pop-Tarts and PB&J.
Before we get to that, one real quick, Taco John's potato olays are what I was thinking of. Not Del Taco, but Taco John's has potato olays, which are there.
Olays?
Potato olays.
Looking these up here. Taco John's menu, the original potato olays.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Often duplicated, never.
But never. What's the word? How's that go?
I don't know. How does the rest of that phrase go? Often imitated, never replicated. Something like that.
Little round bites, cooked fresh, sprinkled with our signature blend of bold spices.
They're like little hash brown tater tots, but discs.
You can dip them in guac. Oh. Okay, these look great.
You can dip them in anything, Scott. Queso, guac,
the calories
salsa.
Are so bad. A large order is 860 calories. Holy shite. 860.
Often duplicated, or often imitated, never duplicated, says J.C. Calvin. Is that the phrase?
That's the one. Yep. Got it. Nailed it. All right.
All right, so let's talk about Pop-Tarts. Because on Friday's TMS PM show. That's right, you non-patrons. We talked about things that maybe you're interested in on Fridays on TMS PM. I talked about the peanut butter and jelly Pop-Tart sandwich.
Yeah.
Now, Kellogg's Pop-Tarts came out with a PB&J Pop-Tart, which has peanut butter and jelly inside the Pop-Tart.
Right.
But a few years ago, someone came up with the idea and did videos, and it was on Reddit for a while. I looked it up when this came up this morning, but and this was kind of a thing to like put peanut butter between the two pieces of Pop-Tart, or the two Pop-Tart tarts.
The two tarts, I guess. Yeah.
The two tarts.
Yeah.
Favorite Lord of the Rings movie, by the way.
Yeah. I also like that
especially if you've got the
Zach
strawberry
Galifianakis series, Between Two Tarts. It's very good.
Between Two Tarts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Excellent show.
And then have it as a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn the only reason I think I've heard about this was on TMS. And so when somebody says, I don't know what Brian's coming up with this Pop-Tart PB&J business, but
did we talk about this a long time ago then?
I want to say this was a thing that spiked in popularity around 2013, and I'll bet you we talked about then. Although TMS Mashups, who I believe is even in the chat room right now, doesn't remember any mention of it. And if there's anybody that is close to our content to be able to say, yes, you discussed this in episode blah blah blah, it would be TMS Mashups.
Yeah, he's the closest thing we have to like a comprehensive database of the shows.
He really is.
So
yeah,
I believe him when he says that. It doesn't ring a bell for me, and it's also something I've never tried, and it feels like something I would try.
Yeah,
just
would have tried back in the day.
Yeah, I would have tried it. I don't know if they have sugar-free Pop-Tarts these days, but
I don't know.
I did. Oh, dude,
they're called bread.
I totally failed the no shug train this weekend. Not hard, but enough to feel a little bad. I ate a whole donut. There was a box of Krispy Kremes. Don't ask me why those were here. Somebody brought them by or got them because they have vaccination cards and got them for free. I don't know. But there it was sitting there. And I'm like, someone's got to eat that thing. Someone. No one's here. No one's here to tell me no. And I ate it. But I quickly,
dang, yeah. Now that I've gotten my vaccination card, I need to go. The closest Krispy Kreme is just as far as the friggin' In-N-Out Burger. It's down the other end of town.
Hell no. And they have long lines,
which is probably a good thing for me.
Here's what you got to do, though. Go to Office Max and you get your free lamination of your card.
Yeah, well, I've got a Of course, I have a laminator.
Of course
here, Scott,
you do.
But I do have a laminator here.
And if you
one of my clients
you could
bought
3D
it for
print
me
one.
because
Just 3D print your own laminator and then laminate.
One of my clients bought it for me because at the time I was doing a whole party invite thing for her, and she's in Florida, but she bought this thing for me. He's like, all right, well, can you do these cards? I don't want to actually have them professionally printed. I'd rather, save the money, have you print them. I'll pay you time and money, labor and expenses, and I'll buy you a laminator. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. So
nice.
Sat there and laminated a couple dozen name card and invitation things.
I can't think of too many uses I would have, but having one around is all right. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, BioCow brings up something that Tina mentioned also yesterday. Actually, a bunch of people, RVJ3, Pops and Recline, don't laminate your actual vaccine card. Laminate, if you're going to laminate it, make a good photocopy of it and laminate the photocopy, because number one, you've got 2 spots down there for boosters.
Yeah.
That may need to get added, especially if, we need something.
Pfizer already popped in and said 6 months from now, all the Pfizer's got to get a booster. So,
is that I heard that wasn't confirmed. I heard that the 6-month thing is just basically, well, we know the vaccine lasts for 6 months because 6 months ago, people started getting the vaccine and they still have antibodies, but we don't know how long those antibodies will.
That's true. I guess
it was some stuff that went around the internet over the weekend, but I don't think any of it came from an official source.
So this is the official thing. Pfizer CEO, this is on CNBC.
Yeah.
Pfizer CEO said third COVID vaccine likely needed. Hold on. Likely needed within 12 months. Says it's also possible you'll need to get vaccinated against the coronavirus annually. That I think we were, that was already kind of out there.
Kind of
so when he says likely, that's not a confirmation of yes, 100% for sure, but it sounds like their data is suggesting that maybe a booster in 12 months might be what you need.
Yeah, there was the news had something about that. There's a lot of talk going around about the needing to get another shot in 6 months, and our Verify team went and did the research and blah blah blah. So.
Right. I don't know about the Johnson & Johnson thing, although that's still kind of all up in the air.
That's still on hold, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess Justin got his from them, and nothing. He's all right. So
good.
I'm sure it was fine then.
A really small percentage of people that had any problem with it.
Lenade's right though; it will have the firmware upgrade in it, so you don't have
to right to upgrade your RFID chip.
Yeah, you won't have to download anything; it'll just be in that injection. It's like an on-site installation. You'll be fine. Yeah, no internet needed. So
right. So anyway, so don't laminate your actual card. Make a good copy of it. Laminate the copy, but keep your actual vaccine card untainted.
Or
untainted.
Under, you heard Brian right. Under your
Put
taint.
it under your taint.
Yeah, under your taint. And
yes. That's where I keep mine. That's a safe place.
It's there right now.
Taint free.
Taint free. Nothing's free. It sure taint. All right. We're gonna call Dunaway. We're gonna have some fun with him, and it's gonna be great. It's a little Babble Royale time. Yeah, I promise. I swear it. I swear it with all that I can swear. Here we go. Yes, that's right. That familiar music means it's time for us to play Babble Royale with our old pal Brian Dunaway, who's on the line right now. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. How are you guys doing today?
Good, man.
Just super.
You?
Excellent.
How about you?
Oh, well, I'm trying not to stress out over a brand new thing with my body. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, no.
As you age.
What's going on with your body?
What's going on with your body? You want to tell us?
My shitty eyes.
Oh. Are you getting the just the kind of tired eyes, and you got to use the readers, or what's the deal there?
I don't know, man. Like I said, all of a sudden this morning I woke up, I'm doing my thing, and now I'm starting to notice when I look either to my left or right, if I look quickly up, down, in the opposite corner, I'll see like a quick flash of light. It's like an arch.
Oh, I know what
and
that is.
I'm like, I look it up. I'm like, what is that? Glaucoma? Some kind of inflammation? I don't know, but I got to go see the eye doctor. And of course, if you're, us artists and gamers, it's like, oh my God, if I lose my eye, I will just die.
That would be. This is a horrible idea.
Right.
But I had this very thing, and I'll bet you they'll tell you that. What did they tell me?
Stop poking yourself in the eye, Brian.
Well, for me, it happened after the cataract surgeries, so I can't remember what the cause was.
Yeah,
but it was a very similar thing.
Now, I also received a sleeping wound about a week ago. Whenever I was sleeping, someone's elbow come flying at my face. That eye could be related to that.
It could be
I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that. And you're not seeing big floaty blood clouds or anything in your eyes, right?
No, good Lord, no. Just this weird. I feel like I'm in a J.J. Abrams movie. I keep seeing lens flares.
You're getting a lens flare. Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully it's nothing, and it all goes smoothly, and that you'll be able to join us here on Babble Royale in perpetuity. Because right now we have a listener on the line who's going to participate with us today. Let's find out who it is and why they've been so patient. Hello, who's this?
Did I ever tell you guys about the time I called TMS?
Well, it almost sounds like Randy.
Yeah, for a hot second, I thought it might be. Yeah, I don't know who this actually is, though. Who is this?
This is Vincent Minucci.
Oh, it's Vince.
Oh, it's Vincent Minucci.
Vinny. Dude, that was a pretty good Randy Deluxe impression. I don't even know what to say about that. That was really.
Nice. I've been working on it, workshopping it.
Yeah, it was really good.
ANTP Season 3 contestant Vincent Minucci on the line.
That's right.
Yeah.
Professional in his own right, hell of a gamer, and a good friend of the program. He also has a lovely head of hair. Just kidding. That's a terrible thing to say because he shaves it. He's like, Brian, you want to come up and smack it. Anyway, hey, well, Vincent, it's good to have you here, dude. We're going to play a game. Brian's going to explain the rules and what you could win.
That's right. I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth, giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win goes to the other player, naturally. Vincent, your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you're playing for a couple of game codes from Wesley. Speaking of being an excellent gamer, how about you play a couple of games of Imperator Rome Deluxe Edition and Darksburg.
Nice.
Dirksburg.
Is it Imperator? I think it's
Dirksburg.
Imperator. Imperator.
It's right next door to No Lightsville.
Well, all right, cool. Games, video games. I know Vince likes
That's
video
right.
games.
Courtesy
so.
of Steam and courtesy of listener Wesley. Thank
Nice.
you, Wesley.
Wesley.
All right, so you need a topic, though, and this topic comes to us from Paul Cavanaugh, who says, we're all familiar with the Hollywood Walk of Fame, right? All those stars that really require so much to be nominated to get your own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I mean,
Like money?
they don't require anything but money.
Yeah.
Right.
To pay for
Yeah,
upkeep.
15 grand or whatever it is.
Walk of Rich.
There's also a Canadian Walk of Fame in Toronto, Canada, or I'm sorry, Toronto, Ontario, in
Okay.
Canada. Yes. As of April 2021, there are 34 celebrities included on both Walks of Fame. So people who would be both on the Canadian and on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Wow.
Ranging from silent movie era stars to people hugely popular today. But
I didn't think they
here's
got
the
into movies, the Canadas, until the 50s. What?
but here's just think who's Canadian, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Who is Canadian?
Yeah, that's going to be. I don't think it will.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it won't be as hard as we think. I think this will be pretty easy.
May not.
We'll see.
Vincent, now that you've heard, and I'm going to give you guys 2 mulligans beyond your first guess mulligan. How's that?
Oh, wow. All right. I'll take it.
Because some of these might be tough.
Yeah.
Vincent, now that you've heard the topic, who do you think is going to win, and who would you like to go first?
I think I'm going to air with Scott for the win because I think
okay.
he watches a lot of Canadian-produced television.
I do.
And
He
you know,
does
that
seem
is
like
Oh,
the
he
type,
does,
doesn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
that
not
is,
sorry one bit.
No, I'm not sorry at all.
No, not sorry at all.
Yeah.
So I'll go with Scott for the win and Brian for the start.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Brian.
Okay, I'm going to go right up front. I just watched a interesting documentary with Jim Carrey, and I know he's Canadian, and he's pretty popular in the U.S. I'm going to say he's at both places, and it's early on, so if I get a mulligan, let's go.
So Jim
Yeah,
Carrey.
let's use that mulligan, that first guess mulligan right away. Surprisingly, Jim Carrey, even though he's Canadian, not on the Canadian Walk of Fame, or maybe he's not on the Hollywood Walk
we don't
of
know
Fame.
which one it is. We just know they're not on both.
I just
Okay.
know he's not on both.
He's not cross-referenced on both. Okay, so there goes my whole
guessing-
Canadian.
Yeah,
if
but
he's-
no,
if they're
it's-
Canadian, they're famous.
I'm guessing it's because he's probably an actual naturalized U.S. citizen now, and I'm guessing it's L.A. that has him. That's just my guess. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Jim Carrey does not have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh,
No,
really?
Not ponying up
Yeah.
the money for that. He's
According
like
to the
monkey guy.
rap.com. Yeah, but he does have one on the Canadian Walk of Fame.
All right. Well, you got that wrong. Now you have to immediately go again.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the way.
that's a
mulligans
stupid
work.
rule.
Oh,
All right,
what's
fine.
going?
I'm going with Dan Aykroyd then. He's a classic. He's older. He's a little safer bet. Dan Aykroyd, both in Canada and also has used his liquor money sales to purchase himself a Walk of Fame.
I
in
love how all
Hollywood.
this extra padding is somehow going to make the answer more
It's
correct.
very good. It actually is super helpful because
And second one, wrong.
yeah, not.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
Hold on. No, I'm going to say that is incorrect because I'm looking at photos right now on Google Images showing that Dan Aykroyd is both. I see a Hollywood Walk of Fame star and I see a Canadian Walk of Fame star.
Dang it.
It's a
All right,
no-brainer.
So I'm going to double check all of your answers.
Okay.
Good job. Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. I noticed we're kind of in the comedian zone here. As far as so far, all our answers have been big
Yeah.
comedians. One of the great exports of Canada, I believe, are comedians. So I'm going to say let's go with Mike Myers, maybe.
Mike
Ooh,
Myers.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Actor, comedian, and ogre. Mike Myers is on both
Nice.
the Canadian and American or Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Hollywood. Well, if we're gonna go with, there's gonna be some SNL alums there, so I'm gonna go with much missed Phil Hartman. How about that?
Phil Hartman's a good choice. Yeah. Phil Hartman has a star on both.
thank God.
Yes.
Very nice.
Very good.
I would never have guessed that one. I also thought he
Really?
was not Canadian, so I don't know why.
Oh,
I thought
totally
he was-
Canadian.
I thought he was from here.
You don't get a Canadian good guy vibe from him?
I mean, I do, but I don't know. I just thought once in a while we get lucky down here and have a nice guy.
Okay.
Boy, his wife sure sucked. I guess she was from here, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Happens.
Let's see. Boy, that one caught me off guard. I don't know why I didn't think that was going to happen. All right, let's go with let's peel away from. I guess it's SNL adjacent though, but it's music in this case, and also whatever. Let's do Paul Schaefer. Paul Schaefer.
I'm gonna double check because this list does not show Paul Schaefer.
What?
But he's in the world's most dangerous band.
What?
Yeah.
How is that?
Well, he was. He isn't now.
Yeah, they're just the world's most band.
I'm checking.
He's just chilling now.
He does have a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame.
Come on.
I don't see one for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. No.
Interesting.
One mulligan. You guys are both down one mulligan.
Okay, so I go right again here.
There you go. Go right again.
Let's do William Shatner.
Ooh, now that was a good move. I always forget he's Canadian.
Sabotage.
I always forget that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, William Shatner has stars on both.
Nice.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Well done. All right, Dunaway, it's on you.
All right.
So this is we both used our first mulligans, right? No second or third.
Well,
Brian's was his. Yeah, used your first guess. Your bonus starter mulligans is clear.
Okay,
starters. Yeah.
You still have two mulligans. Yes.
I still have one. Okay, then I'm going to go with Michael J. Fox then.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Doc, where am I going to get a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame? Yeah, of course he has them on both.
I'm going with all the tragic figures. Why am I doing that?
I don't know why you're doing that. He's not that. I wouldn't call him tragic as much as I would Perseverance. Man, that dude's awesome.
There you go. There is it. You're right. You are correct.
Well
I called that wrong.
Yeah, he's awesome. Oh man, why do I feel weird here now? Let's do.
Stop touching that, and you'll feel better about it.
Doc Brown in the chat room says, "Good impression, Marty."
Well done, Marty. Well, speaking of Marty, that gave me a hint. Let's say Martin Short.
Oh, I didn't think about Martin Short. That's a good one.
He was pretty big in Canada, SCTV.
Yes, Martin Short, I must say. Does he have a...
Oh my, yes, I must say.
I used to love Ed Grimley. Ed Grimley was the best.
Ed Grimley was such a great one. Martin Short, yes, he has a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame, but...
Oh, no!
He does not have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Are you kidding?
I would have guessed he would have.
He actually, here's what's funny. Martin Short has 2 stars on Canada's Walk of Fame. I don't know why that is.
That is hilarious. Is one of them for one of his characters? Because that would be fantastic.
Oh, like if one of them was Ed Grimley? Yeah, I don't know.
Because he played it like it was a really different character.
Yeah.
He really did.
I'm curious. Let's see. It doesn't say why. It just says Martin Short has 2 stars on Canada's Walk of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go again.
Well, all right.
Go again.
Now I feel pressure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know he's Canadian born, and he couldn't be more of a. I mean, he's gigantic. The question is, would he have gone ahead and had one in his home country of Canada? So I'll just say his name.
Okay.
It's my last one, right? It's my last mulligan.
This is your last. Well, if you don't get it, then this is your last. Yeah.
This is my
F it up.
This is my thing.
Don't F it up.
All right, the director James Cameron is from Canada, but I don't know what his stars are going to be.
Jimmy Cameron, working on Avatar 12 right now, I believe. Yeah, right. James Cameron has stars on both the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh,
nice.
He had to. He's huge, international man. You're going to have stars in every country that has stars. All right.
Oh, you're all confident now.
Now I feel great.
30 seconds ago was, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have your coffee? Do you have your coffee porn music handy, Scott?
I don't know if I do. Okay, no, I don't think I do. Dang it! Sorry. I have it somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with
troublemaker.
Sorry, go ahead.
That works.
I'm gonna stick with not tragic figures for 400. I'm gonna go with John Candy.
Oh,
right.
Both
crap.
Canadian and American,
that's a little tragic. He was taken at way too young of an age.
He was was taken too young. That's why that's my theory. It's like, someone who died probably had someone memorialize them in both locations with a star, whereas you'd have to be a little bit of an egomaniac to have it both places.
Yeah.
And that's not typical Canadians.
Yeah.
That's not. He has a star on the Canada Walk of Fame.
Uh-oh.
He does not have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's your first of your two vanilla mulligans.
Vanilla.
Vanilla mulligan.
But you must come up with a guess right away.
Okay, so I've been staying with actors mostly, and some of those have kind of bit me in the butt. I have one more actor, but I just don't. He's become very popular lately. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with. I don't think Scott said this. Michael Bublé. Bublé. I'm going to go with Bublé. Is a famous person both in the Canada and the Americas.
Yeah, he is.
Michael Bublé has a star on both the Hollywood and the Canadian Walk of Fame.
Wow. I would have never guessed that one. That's fantastic. Well done.
Really? That's a.
Yeah, that's really good.
Not tragic at all. Actually, just seems to be amazing.
Tragic because of his new commercials for that.
Right. I have one more tragic figure that I would like to do, but I just don't know if he's.
Yeah, well, don't give Scott any
hold
clues.
on to him, yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure. Damn it.
I am so morbid. What is wrong with me?
Pretty,
Yeah,
you
what's
are
up
morbid.
with you?
Pretty sure this dude is Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard an interview where he mentioned something about it, so I'm just going to say probably Ryan Reynolds has a star.
Oh, that's
Reynolds.
Would he have one on the Hollywood? I think Canada would, but I'm not sure if Hollywood would.
Well, you just shut up and
Hollywood
we'll find
would?
out. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds has stars on both the Hollywood and
get outta
Canadian Walk of
here.
Fame. Yes.
Near miss.
That's great.
Well done.
Great.
All right.
Just because I don't care if I'm right or wrong.
National treasure, that man.
Yeah. I don't. Look.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, there's one that's kind of a safe one, but I don't know if I want to go with the safe one. Okay, I'm going to go with the Encino Man. Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser's Canadian?
Brendan Fraser. I was wondering you're going to say.
Canadian?
Because he's had
He's in
such
the
a hard.
Jews.
He's had such a hard life.
Has he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brendan Fraser's had a hard life?
I know he had kind of a rough time between like the last
Yeah,
time he
he's
was a
been.
huge Hollywood
Yeah, I
guy.
mean, he got involved with all this, sexually abused in Hollywood, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there was a time when you couldn't avoid the guy.
Yeah.
He
wasn't
just
but for the record,
so well
he wasn't assaulting anyone. Somebody assaulted
No.
him.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, if you didn't know
Right.
that, yeah, he's
Correct.
too nice.
Yeah, he's a nice
He's
guy.
too nice. Yeah, Brendan Fraser, no.
Oh, dadgummit.
I'm sorry, let me see where he does, if he has either.
It's such a crime because he's such a.
He does
great
have
guy.
the Canadian Walk of Fame.
I mean,
and,
just remember, people. This is a walk of fame for knowing, for being famous.
Yes,
it's not for being,
exactly.
It's not like you won some kind of
Yeah.
Right,
win Oscars or nothing.
No, you have a
by
higher
the way,
chance,
watch
maybe.
Doom Patrol and Brian Fraser.
Oh
Brendan Fraser's
yes,
excellent.
yes, I have seen that. I've seen a few episodes of that. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So is it my last
That's
mulligan
your
or my
last,
done?
that was your last now. So he has
That
one
was
more.
your last mulligan, so you need to come up with an answer right away.
Yeah.
Right away. Going back to music then, because I feel like musicians, especially Drake, I think if he didn't buy his own star,
Drake.
I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked.
What's the
Drake,
Degrassi?
you never call me on your telephone.
Yeah. Degrassi Junior High's Drake. Anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I meant.
I don't show Drake on either.
What? He is a megastar.
I know.
I mean, you can't walk down the street and say, Drake. My mom knows who Drake is.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Drake at all on either of the Walks of Fame, which means Vincent Minucci is a winner.
Yeah, look at that, dude.
That is as well.
Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner.
I got a couple guesses. Can I do a guess?
Yeah, of course.
I was going to say Justin Bieber. So he did both.
No,
yes,
no
that
Bieber.
was on my list too.
Yeah.
In either location or just America?
Neither. Oh,
Neither?
well, I don't
How
know. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know.
How about Eugene Levy? That's who I was like, he deserves one, but I just don't know.
No, Eugene Levy. Who was your other? You were going to say there was another. Bieber does have a Hollywood, but not a Canadian Walk of Fame. Who was the other tragic figure you were kind of holding in your pocket?
Chad Kroger. Just kidding.
No, no, that was Brendan Fraser. That's who I was, because I was like,
gotcha.
Because he's ran into such a bumpy life.
Let me
Right.
run down the list here. Brian Adams has stars in both. Paul Anka, Raymond Burr, Pierre Cossette, Celine Dion.
Celine Dion. How do we not think of
David
that?
Foster.
Wait,
Robert
she's French Canadian.
Yeah,
she's French Canadian, but there's still Canadian in that.
Yeah.
David Foster, Robert Goulet, Lauren Green, Monty Hall, Norman Jewison, Rich Little, Guy Lombardo, Howie Mandel.
I didn't think of all the old comedians and stuff. I didn't think
Louis B. Meyer, Eric McCormick from Will and Grace, Lauren Michaels. There's your another SNL.
That's right. Gosh dang it.
Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, really?
Ivan Reitman.
Oh, wow.
Ivan, yeah.
Okay.
Should have guessed that.
So
how about Jason Reitman?
Says that Drake is on the Canadian as of 2011.
Oh.
No, Jason Reitman.
Okay.
Rush is on both.
Rush. Oh, Rush!
You can do whole groups?
You can do whole groups. Max Sennett, Norma Shearer, both Donald and Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the one I was expecting either of you to say. Alex Trebek.
Oh, of course. That would have been the tragic one. Of course, Brian.
That's tragic.
Shania Twain, Jack Warner, and Fay Ray. She got held by King Kong. And,
I didn't know she was Canadian.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
Little shout out to Colby Smulders, who is Canadian, but I assume it does not have a star in both places, but we all love him.
Doesn't have in both, but let's see here. Colby Smulders.
Yep.
Smulders.
Colby.
Does not show either.
Oh. Well, she's got,
search and,
she's early in her career. She's probably not focused on getting,
Exactly.
walks of fame done. Give her time. She's awesome. And
wait till
I got a question.
The director, what's her face in the MCU? Wait till she gets her own movie in the MCU, and then she'll get it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm still a little confused on the Walk of Fame because I know it's something you purchase into, but don't you have to qualify in other?
You do have to qualify, but to get it, you basically are paying for the upkeep. So it's a monthly charge to just have somebody go and scrape gum off of it, and
is it like
congratulations,
it's like 15?
We gave you a trophy. We're keeping it outside, and you got to maintain it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I read somewhere it's like $15,000 a year or something like that, or maybe it's less or more.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I think that sounds right. Yeah,
it's gonna be a hard pass for Brian. Thanks anyway.
Yeah. So I just flipped back to the chat, and they say no Keanu. Was Keanu Reeves Canadian? That's not correct,
must
is
be.
it? I thought he was born in
I think he is.
Lebanon
like I knew
or
that,
something.
But when you say it now, I'm kind of like questioning.
Isn't he like
I
half
thought
Lebanese?
I thought he was Hawaiian. No.
Oh, maybe Hawaiian.
But his parents were Hawaiian.
Maybe he's just so nice. He's a spiritual Canadian.
He does have a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, but I show no Canadian Walk of Fame star.
All right, a quick search on IMDb says he was born. Hold on.
He was born in a crossfire hurricane.
Now I can't find him. Gosh dang it. Okay, well. Oh, it says here Kim Coates. I like Kim Coates. He's cool. Have you ever seen Paper?
Yeah.
It's that guy.
You ever seen Paper?
Paper. Reminder, that's on Netflix right now, so if you haven't seen Waterworld, now's your time. Oh, here it is. Keanu Reeves, first name means cool breeze over the mountains. In Hawaiian, was born September 2nd, 1964 in Beirut, Lebanon. Oh, that's why I was thinking Lebanese.
Okay.
He's the son of Patricia Taylor, a showgirl and costume designer, and Samuel Nolan Reeves, a geologist. It doesn't say where he was.
He could have
if you're born in
citizenship.
Lebanon,
you would have to
totally
be born.
could. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so what? That's just you move to Canada and then you're Canadian?
Not necessarily. I think we're making up stuff now. But yes,
Yeah.
I mean, we're just clarifying. You don't have to be born there. Right.
Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, I found a little note about him I didn't know. He writes left-handed, but shoots a gun or performs all other actions with his right hand. In all his
what
movies
other actions? Give me some actions.
in like
What
real
else
life.
do you
Like
do?
so, he's not fully ambidextrous. He's writing with his hand, but does everything else dominantly with this
He
hand.
stabs olives with a fork with his right hand.
There you go.
Nailed it. He was also considered for the role of X-Men's Wolverine in 2000, but Hugh Jackman got it.
Oh my gosh, that would be such a different world.
Yeah, it's not a good call.
I am the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice.
Shink.
Shink, shink. Yeah, exactly.
I am an FBI mutant.
Does it hurt? Yeah, it totally hurts. Every time they shoot out of my wrist, it hurts. All right. Well, we did it. I should probably... Well, hold on now. I've lost my place. Did I lose Vincent? Nope, he's right here. Vincent Minucci, congratulations. How do you feel, dude, with your big win and your smart pick? How does it feel?
I feel great about the win and the smart pick.
Yeah.
Physically, I feel terrible.
Oh, that's no good. You're not a little under the weather today, or what? What's going on?
No, actually, I got my second shot yesterday.
Oh, that'll throw you.
All right,
good.
Yeah.
Moderna or Pfizer?
Moderna. Yeah, my wife got Pfizer. I got Moderna, and
Moderna in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty severe back pain at the moment.
Well, so. I feel you. My thing was all just as tired. Sounds like Brian's similar. I think what Brian did is he had a bad enough hangover that it made anything else just seem normal.
So exactly. Tina was asking me yesterday, she says, so do you think you feel this way because of all your drinking or because of the shot?
Does it matter?
She's making a fair
point. And I said, shut up and let me eat my In-N-Out burger in peace.
Right.
You gotta soak up that excess alcohol.
Exactly.
That's amazing. All right. Well, Vincent, all you got to do is send Brian an email, coverville@gmail.com. And
hold on. He's trying to say something.
Oh, did I miss something? Sorry. Go ahead, Vincent.
I was just saying, they do say to be well hydrated before the shot. They just never specified not gin and tonic.
Yeah, they don't tell you what to hydrate
There's plenty of hydration in tonic.
Sure.
They didn't suggest pickling?
I mean, isn't tonic's basically water, just with sparkly in it?
Quinine and soda water, pretty much.
Yeah, we've just justified
maybe
it.
It's the quinine.
Yeah. Quinine.
Oh, maybe the quinine.
Oh, yeah, the quinine. Never forget the quinine. Sounds like a race in Star Trek. Anyway, send Brian an email, coverville@gmail.com. He will hook you up, and congratulations and well done. All right.
Brian, I've already even sent it to him.
Right. Brian Ibbett hooking me up. That doesn't sound...
Oh, come on. You want the hookup from me, man.
All right, okay.
I get you the hookup.
Yeah, he'll give you the hookup. Hey, look at this. Dunaway, look, here's the deal. You and I, we do a little indie game show, and we call it the Boop Show, and it's on Tuesdays. And this week is really no different because Tuesday, tomorrow at 3:30 Mountain Time, we'll be doing a live version of that show. It's also on a podcast. If you want to hear about the latest and greatest in indie games, both development and games we're playing and reviewing, that's the place to get it. Do you have anything else you'd like to add to that or anything else before I kick you out?
Absolutely. Tonight at 5:30 Eastern Time, I will be playing my Boop Show homework part 2 of Slormancer.
Oh, I picked that up as well. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Slormancer's awesome.
Yeah. You can pick one of 3 classes and hack and slash your way through to more Slorm.
Yeah. It's cool.
You can spend that Slorm for upgrades.
Think of it as Diablo, Pixel Diablo with a couple of twists. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty rad game. We'll talk about that more tomorrow as well. Brian Dunaway, have a fantastic day.
As well as you.
Don't see any bright lights. Bye. All right. I really did have that happen, but I don't remember what the cause was. I think it may have been like post.
I didn't want to scare Brian, but that's what Tina had when her retina got detached.
That may be what it was. Oh, that is what it was. They were worried.
Really?
Okay, so it wasn't detached, but it was loose or something because the surgeries. The surgeries has created pressure in your eyes.
Oh, right.
And the pressure can cause retinal tearing, and so they wanted me to be real careful with it, and it ended up going away. But that flash thing was like that. And then when I was 14, I did have an actual retina rip free during a wrestling match with this fat kid on my trampoline. And I think he listens to the show. He's not fat anymore. He's like,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a nice, tall, normal looking. He's
not anymore. He doesn't.
I just mean, as kids, he was definitely the big kid. But anyway, we wrestled. He detached my retina. I didn't know what that meant, but I experienced some of those symptoms and also big clouds of blood in my vision.
Oh God!
Had to go in and get it fixed. Yeah, I was 14 is all. It was stupid. Anyway, eyes are important. If you want to see, you need them.
Take care of those damn things.
Yeah, and for our blind listeners, and I know we have a few, I don't know how you guys do it, but you have nothing but respect from me because I don't know how you do it. I think it's amazing. It's really incredible. People who are blind. Anyway, hey, that's it for that. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll spend some time with our good old pal Bill, and he's got things to say and talk about, so we'll talk to him. And then Major Spoiler Zone, Steven Schleicher after that. I think we got a mashup today as well, so stick around for all of that after this song from Brian Ibbett.
Yeah, the Effins. It's a great name, the Effins. Wow. They are from Toronto, so they live really close to that Walk of Fame up there in Canada. They have their third EP is going to be coming out at the end of July 30th, via Hidden Pony and Lootbag Records. Big thanks to those labels for sending this over to me. The title track, Eventually, is a song about loving your enemy. And it is available right now to listen, which means you're going to listen to it right now. Here is Eventually by the band The Effins.
As revenge for my wife, my daughter, and myself, I will eliminate you.
There's no way I'm using this until I find out how it works.
Man who can catch fly with chopstick, accomplish anything. This is the morning stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. Oh, the musical act again, Brian, if you don't mind.
Those are the Effins from their upcoming EP, Eventually, which will come out eventually. July 30th. That is the song, the title track, Eventually.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's rope Bill into it. Oh, wait. He changed something. There we go. Bill Duran coming in hot, ready to rock, and talk about the world of the makers and the whatnots. And I'm going to start it off by hitting this.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Bill Duran from punishprops.com. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning. It's been a good week.
Has it been? That's good.
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
Got my, compared to between now and Monday, not just today.
Good last 7 days.
Last 7 days. We got our first round of vaccine.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
You and Britt got them together?
Yeah.
Well, we have to ask the default question. Which one did you get?
Pfizer.
All right, we got the German.
Go back in a few weeks.
Yeah, the Germans, and you go back, and then you get another one, and then maybe we get another one in 12 months. I mean, basically, I was talking to Kim last night. My expectation, or you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and assume this, and then if it's less than this, great. But I think it's just going to be like flu shots.
A booster.
Yeah, every year you just get one, and it's that, or we spread a deadly disease that kills a bunch of people. So let's just go ahead and get the boosters. Let's do that.
If they can figure out how to put both the flu shot and the COVID shot in the same vial, then let's make that happen. Can we make that happen?
Just add all that to my morning Flintstones vitamins, and I'll be all set.
Put those in the dinos, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's time for another dino.
Yeah. By the way, so I just got something from Greg. What is this, Greg? Sorry. Is it a
Walkman?
Yeah, Greg from Walkman in the chat just sent this link. Now, is this us talking about the peanut butter and the Pop-Tarts?
Did he find it?
Well, maybe. We're about to find out. So this is
we interrupt this Making Things with Bill segment for breaking news.
Breaking news, everyone. Oh, it is. All right, here we go. Let's play some audio. It's taking forever to load, though. I don't know why.
Very good.
All right. There's a brown sugar one, I think.
There is a brown sugar one. One of the most popular flavors out there. Sugar.
Oh, keep
that's the one.
Oh,
that's the one that. Oh, you losing my voice?
Just for a second. Now you're back.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
That's the one. If you want a really good, friendly Weight Watchers friendly sandwich, you take 2 Pop-Tarts.
Oh my gosh.
Toast them and then put peanut butter and jelly on them.
You totally did.
Wow. Is that from TMS? Brian Dunaway's in there. So
it was TMS, but you were in Vegas. And
that explains why it sounds like I'm in a.
Yeah, and that's
why also why it sounds like I'm hungover. So there you go.
Yep. I was also fatter then, so that makes me happy actually to see myself.
Yeah, what was the year on that? 2013?
2019. No, I'm sorry. 2019. So it wasn't that long ago.
2019. Okay.
2019, I was at my fattest. So that was before I stopped the shug. See, that's how
gotcha.
you.
It was the Babble Royale that Greg for Walkman was on. We started talking about. Oh, because I think the Babble Royale was Pop-Tart flavors.
Yeah, it was. That was the whole thing.
Go.
So we did have this discussion. It wasn't just in your head. It was totally, absolutely the thing that happened.
All right, good. Yay. I'm not
room.
crazy. I just can't remember when we did Hook on Film Sack.
Yeah, nobody can. All right. Well, Bill, thanks for enduring that.
All right, that's all the time we have, Bill. Thanks for...
Bill, let's get to it. Let's talk about the making stuff this week. We didn't do any specific questions from the listeners, although if any of you ever have any, please do send them in via email. We'd love to get them and love to have some of your thoughts about what Bill could address on the show, especially if you're a burgeoning young maker yourself and have need some ideas and such. We're happy to give it. But Bill, today it's all you. What are we doing today?
Oh yeah. Well, today I wanted to talk about our shop, our workshop where we build all our stuff. We work out of a commercial space. We've been there for almost 3 years now. the last year, of course, being in the middle of a pandemic. It was a good time. So anyway, we signed a 3-year lease, which means our lease is almost up, and we've had to decide if we're going to stay there or move somewhere else. And we've learned an awful lot over the last 3 years. And I figured I could share that. Yeah, so we've decided to move. We're going to move out of this big, fancy, cool commercial space. The main reason why is it's really expensive. It's in an industrial area near Seattle.
Yeah.
Rent and electricity are pretty expensive, but also repairs. We're responsible for a lot of the repairs, and the heat broke twice, and for some reason, every time the heat breaks, it costs $1,200 to fix. Yep. It's just one of those things.
Yep. Costs basically it's like paying rent 3 times that month when you got all that stuff.
Yeah. How's your super?
Yeah, they're fine. Like the place we work. We work with and everything, and they're great. They're fine. It's just the arrangement is, if the heat breaks, we pay for it. If anything in the outside of the building breaks, they pay for it. It's all part of the deal. But a lot of stuff inside broke that I didn't have any control over, and it's just costs that I had to eat.
Sure.
And I expect that to happen again if let's say we sign another 3-year lease. I expect they're not going to charge me less for rent. It's not how that works. And also, there will be more unexpected expenses, and I didn't want to take that chance again.
Yeah.
But also, when we moved in there, that was kind of the dream. The dream was to sort of build out our team, fill that space, hire people to film and edit more. But that just never really happened. We got caught up in the day-to-day grind of putting out content, and we never really expanded our team. We also never really quite made enough money to make that big leap, right? That sort of got to that critical mass where we could afford to hire 3 or 4 people to really, really build out the team. It just never really quite happened.
Right.
So instead of trying to keep pushing that rock uphill, let's say, we're going to move. We're going to move somewhere where we can save a little bit of money.
Not a bad idea. It's always a big thing though, because you're talking heavy tools and massive chunks of stuff, and all your excess parts and pieces and materials, and you just saying this gives me a slight headache, and I want to go lay down. It sounds like a lot of work to do it.
Yeah. Well, we've already moved our inventory of books, which is between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds. I didn't weigh them all.
Right.
We rented a storage unit so we could keep our inventory there. We don't have to fill our house with books. For now, we are moving most of our shop back into our basement, with the goal to eventually buy a place, and this will allow us to save our money. The additional cost of the shop. The other thing to remember: this whole time we've had a shop we've been paying rent at. We've been still paying rent at our house. So. Now we'll only pay rent at the house, at least for a while, and be able to pocket some of that cash.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Whenever you can do that, it gives you a little buffer. And then the new place, if you have a similar deal where the power goes out or whatever, the heater breaks, you'll have a little bit of something to cover it if you need to or whatever.
That too. Also, though, there's and I wanted to kind of do what did we learn from this little bit of experiment thing here. The anytime anything broke in that shop. So, for example, the front door lock broke in our expensive commercial shop. Our lease specifically had me sign a thing saying I would not do any work on the shop, specifically the locks, specifically a couple things with the locks. Now, I can replace a lock. It's not that hard. I don't need a locksmith to do that job, right? I could do it, but I'm not allowed to.
Right.
So a guy showed up, worked on my lock for half an hour, left, and it cost me $450. Right?
Wow.
Oh, it's just a laundry list of those things that I was not allowed to do that I totally could handle. Whereas if it was my place, I'd be like, yeah, I'll fix the lock. It takes me 10 minutes, and
exactly.
It cost me $20, right? It's just for anyone who's considering leasing a commercial space, an office too. It doesn't have to be a big workshop or anything. Just know that the terms of your lease will dictate that sort of stuff. And again, we knew all this going into it. We went over that lease really, really well. You just don't expect the rent to break 2 winters in a row. You don't expect the lock to. We had our locks changed when we moved in. We had new locks put in. I didn't expect to have to fix one of those locks, a year down the road. You don't expect any of these things, but they're gonna happen.
Right.
And it's really important to remember everything you do in that commercial space costs 5 to 10 times more than you would do it at your house.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a point in time, I guess this would have been maybe 2014, maybe 13, where I was considering doing this, getting space someplace and having an office somewhere that wasn't here and that I'd have to commute to every day and all that stuff. And I ended up not doing it, and I'm glad I didn't do it for a couple of reasons. And mostly it has to do with kind of what I'm doing. It's different than you or a lot of other creators who, you know, need specific, almost industrial space and that sort of stuff. But the thing I'm gladdest about not doing it was I don't have to. I mean, the only contract I have is with the city. I have a business thing that I have to maintain all the time, but then there's just the house. You know what I mean? So if you can do it, if you can swing it, then that's probably the answer for some people. And if you need more, you just try to make the best decision you can. And if you need something better, you move out and do it again. I just think about all the shit you got to move. It just keeps coming back to me.
oh, Scott, I've been thinking about it too.
Yeah,
I have a lot of lists.
Yeah, I'll bet. I mean, you'll do great because you're good at that stuff and you'll organize it well, and it's not going to be the worst thing ever. But all my friends that are in this sort of stuff, Andrew Smith, who's the amazing sculpture artist who lives here near here, still listens to the show, I think. So hey, Andrew, if you're listening. Anyway, he's got this like farm area and a barn just full of metal sculptures and parts to make more metal sculptures, and it's tons, literally tons, not just us saying the word tons, but tons of equipment that would have to move if he needed to make a move like that. And I guess I finally understand why some hoarders don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? like you just look at it all and go, well, what am I going to do with this? It's
Where
permanent.
would I even start?
Yeah, it's permanent. Like it's just here. It's part of the land now. And I don't know. Anyway, so I guess hats off to you for even the idea of like us moving house right now is just. I sounded British there for a second. That was weird. Moving house.
I did want at some point to have an actual Coverville studio somewhere, but basically the benefit would have been it was a place where the bands that send me music, the labels and bands that send me music, could actually have someone come to this studio space and do a live interview and perform a song, and we'd put that all on the show. But every time I think about getting space and how much that would cost and what the benefits are versus everything else and commuting and all that, I was like, nah, I'm happy down here in the basement. So I don't have a place for a band to play if they came here. Although we've made it work a couple times with Same Sex Mary.
Yeah, but there's also just something cool about there's a physical space that you can
yes,
go.
Right.
Coverville
Studios, the actual Coverville Studios.
And what I would really have liked, and this is never going to happen because it's just too damn expensive now, but downtown here in Salt Lake City, there was a place where the bottom floor was all like retail or gallery space. I think right now it's even a gallery. So it's just an art gallery down there. But there's like a reception area, and you can buy paintings and all this. And then up the stairs is this beautiful, renovated, incredible apartment on top of this thing. Just gorgeous. And it's right in the middle of downtown. Beautiful location, all this stuff. If I had the $5.6 million it cost to buy it,
right?
I'd consider it, because what an amazing thing. Have a bunch of like public-facing cool stuff down there, whether it's art or like a little like live podcast studio arrangement or something downstairs. This is all pre-COVID, I'm thinking, but then living up there in this other place would just be amazing. If I had just $10 million burning a hole in my butt, I would just spend it and just do that, because that sounds amazing. I don't really need it, but I would totally want it. That would be so cool. Anyway, I don't have $5 million, everybody. That's what I'm saying, is I don't have $5 million.
I'll tell you that what we're kind of feeling right now, too, especially spend a couple of years saving up, for us would be to find a house we could buy, maybe not as close to Seattle as we are right now. There isn't a ton of room, but also houses near here are like $500,000 and up. So, but to find a place nearest to Seattle with like a barn, like you were saying, your buddy Andrew has a barn where he can just keep all his stuff. That's really what I want.
Yeah.
But my house, want a barn nearby with all my tools in it where I can go in there and make all my stuff.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
So that's kind of the tentative plan now. Although really, I'm not thinking too much further past moving all that stuff into my basement. But once that's done, we'll start working on the next goal.
Are you going to sell a bunch of that stuff? Like, are you going to try to, like, not downsize, but you know what I mean? You probably got some excess that you've been probably needing to move anyway. You'll sell a bunch of that? Yeah.
I have some stuff we'll be getting rid of, probably just giving away to local friends.
Yeah, that'll work.
Furniture. Like, when you have a big space like that, people will give you furniture. You don't have to pay for it. We ended up with so much stuff that people were just getting rid of for free. And now I have to get rid of it. So, yeah, we have a lot of furniture to get rid of.
Yep. Well, good luck with that and all the sundry eBay side sales and everything else you may end up having to do to get where you want to go. But I think, in a way, it's also kind of exciting because, you know, change means sometimes that's good.
It's going to be good. I've been planning out and building out the shop in the basement. We're rearranging a lot of things. It's going to be really, really nice. Yeah. It's going to be very safe. That was our main concern. The basement is 100 years old and not really safe. So we're going to do it really safe.
Yeah.
But I've been having a lot of fun planning. I made a little scale model of the basement with little cardboard cutouts of all my tools so I can place everything.
Is that true? I love that. Really Is that true?
Smart. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you should make a video about that. Are you doing that? You should do that.
I did. Actually, I made a video for our patrons.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I'll send you a picture.
I love miniature bullshit like that. It's so much fun. That's
helps you plan out where you're putting everything. It's brilliant.
It's legitimately useful. It really is.
Drawing is one thing, and you know, hooray for everybody who can draw stuff. But actual little miniatures for everything—that's great. Very cool. Did you make a little version of you, or just use like an action figure, or what?
Just a little silhouette of me and Britt.
Oh,
little cutout. Yeah,
that's adorable. All right, well, progress on that forthcoming, and we'll hear how it goes for you. I'm sure in the coming months or weeks, maybe. Little side bonus content here from you today, perhaps?
Absolutely. Our friend Yaya made a new costume. She made a video on how she built the whole thing. It is Lady Dimitrescu from the new Resident Evil. The tall lady, tall vampire lady everyone's gaga
over. Yeah.
I don't quite understand the hype over that character. I get that she's...
Oh, really?
I mean... I don't know. She's just a tall vampire.
I like tall ladies.
Sure. You definitely like tall ladies. You married one. But, like, there's something about... I don't know. To me, it's just like, oh, a tall vampire.
She's a Zilf.
I guess a Zilf.
Or Vilf. I guess she's a Vilf.
I don't have the... I guess I just don't have the whatever it is. Whatever thirst is happening with that lady. It's not
I don't know what it is either. But it is funny how that character just kind of blew up.
Oh, yeah. And she's about to be... real big because that demo hits in what, 2 weeks or something, or a week? Yeah, it's gonna get crazy.
And so Yaya made the costume, including she's got a huge claw hand, like Freddy Krueger thing, but only super long claw things. Yeah, so she made a prop, a dress. Mostly is the prop in the dress, but yeah, good video.
As long as that game doesn't have a lady with a beehive in her crotch, I'm good. I'm all set. Because that last game, whew, man. Didn't like fighting crotch lady at all. All right, go check that out. That's Ham on YouTube, and of course the YouTube channel Punish Props and punishprops.com, where you'll find all of Bill's great work. Bill, have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
See you, Bill.
Okay,
that's cool. Yeah, the costume looks amazing. The very last section of the YouTube shows her. Hemming up with a great background around her too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's that? That looks like in the game. That's crazy.
Yeah, like some sort of weird speakeasy.
I forgot who's buying this for me, but somebody's already promised to send me this game, and that means I have to play it. Which
you have to play it online. Yep.
I'm not looking forward to being terrified again. and there's no grandma this time, right, chat? Can anyone confirm there's no grandma? Is sneaking around in her wheelchair to just show up in the sewer or whatever? That's not happening. F that game. Gosh dang it.
What really got you?
It did. Bad. All right. Major spoilers time. Steven heading on in.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, there he is. And he'll be coming in here where we can talk to him about stuff, and we're going to do that right freaking now.
Steven Schleicher. Steven Schleicher.
Hey, look who it is. It's Steven Schleicher, again from Majorspoilers.com. He comes on Mondays, and we talk about pop culture, comics, and more. Hey, Steven, what's up?
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hello,
people ask, is it cheaper to live in Hays, Kansas? Not really.
Oh, really? Oh, I would assume so. But
I mean, we have a big house, but in our neighborhood right now, homes are going upwards of 350 plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to buy a dump down by the college, you can get one for 70,000.
We used to be, I don't know. We used to be like always in the middle. Like it wasn't like super cheap, but it was never uber expensive. So when the rest of the country would experience booms, we would kind of stay in the middle. And when everybody else would bottom out, we would stay kind of in the middle. And right now that's changing because so many LA people are fleeing and moving here. Not just LA, but California in general. Us and Texas are like the two big boosts of people moving out of California. And as a result, all the housing prices here are just skyrocketing, which is good for our value. And when we bought, we paid $350. Now it's worth like $6 something, maybe.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
the cost, they don't build houses very quickly here. They kind of build them on demand, although the neighborhood next door to us is going crazy with homes.
Yeah.
But we have got about the same cost of living as Johnson County, Kansas, which is one of the more expensive counties to live in the state.
Yeah.
It's over by Kansas City. For those of you that aren't Jeannie or other people from the Kansas City area.
I guess it just depends on what where you're at. Like there are places in the country now still where if you can get as big a house as like I was teasing Tom once because Tom's house is a pretty normal Rambler style, LA home. If you were to buy that thing outright, it's like $1.8 million in California. Same house, it cost you like $170 somewhere else. In the country.
Yeah, look on YouTube. There's a lot of channels that do tours. Ennis is one of, I forget what his last name is, but just do a search for Ennis and house tours. He does these super expensive mansions, and just literally a mile away from any location, the housing prices will fluctuate anywhere from $20 million in one place will buy you a little small 3-bedroom house, and then $20 million up in Encino or something will buy you like 25 acres.
Yeah, it's like buying a real estate in New York or something. It's stupid.
Yeah,
it's just, it's stupid. And I don't know what the upper limit is, but it feels like we're always reaching for a new bubble, and there's just whether it's like however long it takes to get there.
If anybody wants to live in Western Kansas and Hays, more the merrier.
Yeah.
All the welcome to come here.
Yeah,
if you want some free land, go way out into Western Kansas on the Western Kansas-Colorado border, and they just give land away for free.
They don't want it over there. Yeah.
Well, they just want people to move to the area.
Yeah.
They're so desperate. They're like, we'll give you acreage if you just move here and homestead.
Here's 2 acres. Build your house here and don't pay for the acreage. Yeah, I get that. That happens sometimes. Well, that happened for a while in some parts of central and southern Utah, but now that stuff's all growing too fast. I don't like it, was what I'm saying. I'm old. Don't like change. All right. Hey,
I don't like it. 72 cents a gallon.
Hey, my understanding is, a couple things. A lot happened today.
Oh yeah,
kind of.
That Shang-Chi trailer dropped.
Yep.
Yes.
I got a quote and some news from. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna play this because this needs playing on this show of all shows that we do here.
All right.
Hold on a second. Let me get back. Okay, so this is the great filmmaker, George Miller. He did a tiny press conference. It's very short. And they're
wonder what this could be about.
For some reason, Chris Hemsworth's behind him, so don't know what this means yet. But here's what he says. Let's just hear it. It's not playing. Why aren't you playing? Okay, this is the worst internet of all time. Let's see why I can't get this to play. This is fantastic. All right, let's go back here. Let's try it again, everybody. Don't worry. We're almost there. Yep, just keep yourselves together. Right. Sure. Here it is. Now I'll play it. Okay, will it play?
I didn't set out to make a big epic movie. It's a story I wanted to tell, but as it turns out, it just got a lot of very different scenes. I mean, the one thing I can say about it, the Fury Road happened over 3 days. I mean, within the film happened over 3 days and 2 nights. This is a saga, happens over many years, so there's a lot of different elements to it. But that's all I should say.
Okay, so he doesn't drop much, but he basically lets us know that this Furiosa thing is not a 3-day, in the world sort of event, and that it spans a bunch of time. What that tells me is that we may get what's her name? Charlize Theron in there after all.
Making an appearance at some point. Yeah, right.
They make a big deal about how she's, it's Taylor Monkey Joy or whatever her name is the whole time, but it's not.
Taylor Monkey Joy.
Dan Wally, don't you yawn in here. I'm going to kick you out of this chat room if you yawn at me again, buddy. Don't you freaking do that. I'm talking about Fury Road here. This is sacred ground in here. Knock it off. All right, anyway.
Everybody can reset their counters.
Yeah. Oh, here's Chris Hemsworth. Exactly. Let's see what Hemsworth says. He is here.
Opportunity to be able to work on an iconic franchise such as Mad Max and with iconic filmmaker.
Okay, so he is in it, but we still don't know what he's. We don't know who he is. My guess is he's whatever stand-in for.
Probably going to run Bartertown.
Yeah, maybe he'll run Bartertown. Maybe he's Blaster, and Master will be a little tiny guy, a little Peter Dinklage on his back. That'd be cool.
Crazy that would be. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. So there's that. That dropped. That was number 1 for me. And then today, we got the trailer for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Happened. You get your dude there from Things. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, from Kim's Convenience.
Yeah,
which is sadly over now. I'm sad that that's over, but
I am too. I love that show. Anyway, he that looked good. That looks great.
Yeah.
That looks like a good trailer to me. That looks like a good Marvel movie. I'm into it. And then
very, very exciting. Now, if they're following kind of what the more recent comic book stuff is, and maybe some of the older stuff too, although in the older comics back from the 70s when Shang-Chi had his own series, his father went by a totally different name, which we don't use anymore because it's very racist.
No. Yeah, exactly.
But if it's following the current storyline, basically all those people that we see him fighting are like his brothers and sisters who are also part of the clan, and they're battling to find out who's going to be in charge.
Right. It's hard to say, but everybody looks great, and they all look badass, and I'm into some martial artsy stuff right now. I think that sounds great. I'm super in. Just a very sort of Asian-focused like vibe to that whole thing. It looked awesome. So there's that, and then the brand new trailer for the new season of Sex, Lights, and Monkey Bars. What is it?
Love, Sex, or Love, Death, and Robots?
Oh, Love, Death, and
Robots, Season 2.
Oh, man, I cannot wait for that.
I know. Yes. I love it so much. I really love
the thing you described, though, now.
I can't think of anything today. But it's so good, and I'm so excited that I'm barely holding myself in here for that. I'm very excited about that. And that comes...
That's probably the thing that I'm looking forward to. Obviously Shang-Chi very high on my list. Fury Road maybe not so much.
Hey now,
but man, Love, Death, and Robots is such a great anthology series that man, if people haven't watched it the first time, now granted, the first Love, Death, and Robots, basically what it says: some sexy sexies. So look for some naked body parts. Lots of death, and it's pretty violent.
Yeah.
And then, of course, lots of robots. Sometimes the robots are having sex. Sometimes they're killing. Sometimes they're just, laying by the side of the road dead.
Right.
But definitely so much talent in that first series that I can't wait to see what they're going to bring us in season 2. And I can't believe, what has this been, like 3 years since the first one?
Which was why I'm glad they said, yep, season 2 coming now or May, and season 3 also next year. So you won't have to wait another 3 years for it.
That is one of the bad things about Netflix is they tend to not renew a show until the first show is done, until that first season is done, which means that in the case of animation, when you're doing some high class stuff like what Love, Death, and Robots does, it may take a year or so before they do it. So if they do both of them back to back, then yes, that means that we've given you time to do this. That, or they're going to just give us, like 4 episodes and then wait 6 months and do another 4 episodes.
Yeah. Well, what's hard about it is, I think that the management problem here is, number one, I don't think they knew the first season would be taken as well as it did, like that everybody would just lose their minds over it. And so I think there was a lot of like, oh shoot, well, we should do this again. But part of the logistical nightmare of that series is that it's not one production company making a bunch of varied animated shorts. It's a whole bunch of individual production houses. In some cases, they're companies that normally make game trailers for a living, or and some of the 3D stuff, and then there's artistic 1 or 2 people that make some short 2D animated thing or whatever, bringing all that together and getting everybody involved in a way that's work, man. That's a bunch of stuff.
It is, but at least it's all work that can be done concurrently and not, all right, we got to finish this one before we can do the next one, and we got to finish, it's
really good point.
Everybody can be working on their shorts.
Yes, can be working on their shorts. There's still so much from that first season that I still think could spin themselves out into full-blown things.
I still think about a lot of those a lot too. Just I'll be out walking, and all of a sudden, what was it, the cerulean blue or whatever, the one with the guy that was just painting the blue squares until you go back through his life and you figure out what he is and where he came from.
Yeah, that was cool.
That one I still think about a lot.
I think about I even think about the one that was sort of StarCrafty, but the farmers that used mechs to get everything done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that should be a series or a film series or something. Yeah, like.
So good.
Oh, I was so into it.
Man, I'm going to have to go back and watch that now. And again, if the listeners haven't watched it, although we talked about it 2 or 3 years ago when it was a big deal. Again, not for the kids, but it's packed with just so much good stuff.
The combination for me, or the way I always think of it, this is like everything you loved about Liquid Television. Some of us of a certain age will know what the hell I'm talking about there. Take that and combine that with like those weird touring animation festivals that would come.
The animation show from Mike Judge,
Spike and Ike's, or whatever it was.
One of them is a candy, the other one is a film festival. I can never keep track of which.
It's Spike and Mike's Festival of Animation.
Spike and Mike's.
But that stuff, man, just that whole vibe of like guerrilla animation, it's so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is going to be great. It's my favorite thing on Netflix, so watch for that. Coming soon. But we're not going to talk about any of that. And we can't talk about Winter Soldier because I'm behind 3 episodes. I'm behind 3 episodes of Winter Soldier. It's not my fault. My daughter is finishing her college degree, and she's watching it with us and would be super upset if I watched it without her. So I told her that if she gets all her projects done, which are supposed to be done before this weekend, we get the finale this weekend. We're going to binge the 4 we've missed, including the finale, this weekend. So I'll be all caught up, and it wasn't just because I got lazy or missed it. It's just we were avoiding it because Carter has her thing going.
So what was the last one? What was the last episode you saw?
The one where they went to visit the old guy in his house.
Okay.
So that was three episodes ago.
The Black Captain America. Yeah.
So
I will say this as you watch the rest of this, and again, no spoilers. Just remember that while WandaVision was all about grief and loss and making mistakes in the middle of tragic grief and loss, this one is really more about the Black experience in America. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so when you watch the upcoming shows, and there's a couple of them that have some really good discussions that on the surface appear to be about one thing, but then when you look back at all the other episodes and the episodes to come, you're like, oh no, this is all about how Black people are treated in America and how they have different expectations, and those expectations are, totally stepped on every moment of their lives. Right. Yeah. And so it's a really great underlying message on top of let's go find out who's creating super soldiers.
Has a Star Trek quality to it in that way, hitting on big issues but doing it under this thin veneer of superheroes and
and not being overly not making it solely about that.
Right, you're not preaching. It doesn't come off as preachy or come off as.
Exactly.
It comes off as authentic, is what
it's important to the story, and it's treated that way, but it's
and plus it's just
handled very well.
Yeah, it's like Tally says, it's entertaining. That's the other thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you only have to wait another month before the Loki show drops. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got the Loki. Everyone's going to be horking up Lokis. It's going to be great. All right, so all of that's going on. And
somebody engraved that on my tombstone.
I finally started Invincible. I got through the first episode, and I wish they would warn people to stick around after those credits, because that's a weird way to do that. That was a weird
they're quick though. Like, it happens so quickly in the credits that you don't have to wait long before you see it, right? I mean, it's like you even hear noises that are indicating, oh, okay, the music has stopped. There's going to be something that's going to happen.
It's massive though, and I just worry. I hope nobody missed that. But man. I forgot where that comic goes, dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
holy
it gets
shit. Because up to that point,
into some dark places.
Yeah, up to that point, this could be any DC animated looking thing with a story about a hero and his dad, and it's like not. You forget where that thing goes, and it goes there quick. It gets there very quick.
And for people who have not read the comics and are just now reading Invincible, they haven't even gotten to the part, and I know you're behind on this, Scott. They haven't even gotten to the part of why he did the thing that Omni-Man did the thing that he did.
Right.
I mean, there's a whole reason behind this that when that is revealed, people will no way.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then that launches you into the interstellar aspect of Invincible, which is, volume 3 or 4 in the comics.
Yeah. Well, that's and Lesarge in the chat says it says the first episode gets through the first 2 volumes of the
very, very quickly.
It's very quick.
In fact, the whole part with and again, not a major spoiler, but there's a part where Adam Eve goes to live on her own in the most recent episode, and that's like way down the line in the comics. So they're really kind of streamlining this book as much as they can to still make it engaging and interesting and still hit all the beats.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
It's
very, very good.
Including Zazie.
Yeah.
Hitting all the beats.
Yeah, hitting all the beats. Nicely done. It took us a second, but we got there. Yeah.
I do like this most recent one. I know you haven't, or I don't know if you've seen it yet, Scott, but
I've only seen the first. So.
There's so much Rick and Morty. Like, as soon as I heard the voice, I'm like, oh my God, that has to be Justin Roiland, and sure enough,
it was. He's in it. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm super.
Yeah,
he even kind of burps like, ladies, how are you?
One thing that I would say again, since you're very early on in the show, keep watching the title card of each episode because it just keeps getting bloodier and bloodier and bloodier as the show goes forward.
That. Okay. Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, the blood splatters just keep getting bigger and messier, and they just keep piling up, week after week.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope this is a show that does get that does get renewed. I haven't looked to see, what its renewal status is, but I would hope that they dump a ton of money on Robert Kirkman and Otley and I forgot the other guy off the top of my head, just so that they can continue to do this show. Because Invincible is a finite series. So if you wanted to go out and read everything Invincible, it is a concluded series.
Yeah, it ends.
But I hope that they're allowed to do that with the animation as well.
I have the 3 first volumes. I don't know why. There's 4. How many total volumes are there?
Oh, there's like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes for like 100 and I want to say 70 some episodes.
Yeah, I mean, depends on
issues.
if you mean, Scott, you've got the super big hardcover volumes.
Yeah, I have the big hardcover monster ones.
Yeah, I've got all the different graphic novels, and I think I've got 12 or 13 or something.
Yeah, maybe they're probably more than I think, but and I don't know why I didn't keep going. I kept reading it, but I didn't keep buying the big one. But it's a really cool thing, and I'm really glad it exists. And it, at first you may look at it and go, oh, this looks like all animated hero things, because it has that look of like Justice League / Cartoon Network lineup kind of looking thing. Yeah. But
that was what it was originally making fun of,
right?
The lead of the series, Mark Grayson, is very specifically using Nightwing as a reference.
Yeah, well, and the stuff he does to the rest of the jeez Louise, man.
Yeah.
Like, all I'm saying is your neck's not supposed to turn that way. All right, moving on.
144 issues of that. So many of them are fight stuff, so you can blow through that series. You could probably blow through that series in about a week and a half if that's what you read in all your free time.
Yeah, which is easy to do. It's a super consumable thing. You just want to keep going. All right, my little bird told me that you're playing Dorf Romantic, which I now understand.
Scott, I
German.
curse you.
It now means, by the way, it means romantic village in German.
Okay. I thought it meant Dorf. I thought it meant Tim Conway plays.
That's what I thought too.
That's what we all kind of thought. But dude, how great is that thing? It's so good.
That is a super addictive game. So much so, and this is why I say I curse Scott. My wife has like Thursday afternoons off, and then we go and pick up the kids together. But I was sitting down playing Dorf Romantic, and she finally comes down and she goes, "Are we going to go pick up the kids from school?" And I look up and it's like 5 minutes past the time we were supposed to leave to go get the kids from school. And I was like, "Oh no!" Yeah. So it is very addictive. It's very calming. It can be super frustrating. I still haven't broken the 10,000 mark, although I'm beating a bunch of other things, a bunch of other achievement things. But it's super relaxing. The music is really cool. I kind of wish they would have some other elements in there, some other tiles. But right now, it's a fun game. $9, $10.
Yeah,
totally worth it. Unfortunately, it's only on PC. I wish they would get it on iOS.
Yeah. I want it on Mac. I want it on iOS. I want it on
exactly.
I want it all over the damn place. It's just
well. The good thing is, if you get it on iOS for your iPad, you can also use it on your new M1 Mac.
That's true. Yeah, you just download it there. I've done a few of those where they're designed specifically for phone or tablet, and then download it to see how it works. They all work great.
I just need to hurry up and do Steam Link and play it over here.
Yeah, you can do that.
As soon as I had it all set up over the weekend. I just didn't have time.
Sure.
I would, if you have a ultra widescreen display, I would really suggest playing the game in an ultra widescreen display.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of stuff to see, and as you build your world and everything, it is very pretty.
I didn't even think about that. An ultra wide would work well. Like functionally, there's some reasons why that would work well for that game.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, just go buy $1,000 widescreen.
Well, this is a very widescreen monitor.
Yeah, but is it like the widescreen format?
It's not the like super
6,000 by 1,400.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
no, it's not that.
Well, then forget it.
So yeah, no.
Forget
it. I guess I won't get the best experience.
Yeah, you'll have to just half-ass it like the rest of us. I don't have one either. Mine died. Anyway, well, that's great. Steven, anything else going on around your world you want to mention?
Nope. We're reading comics every day, recording podcasts every day, and we're putting them all out over at majorspoilers.com. That's where people can go. And in the meantime, stay hydrated.
Oh, everybody. Very nice. Oh, by the way, the metal, DC metal Batman, the Devastator Batman one-off issue thing they did. Badass! It's so cool. It's Batman.
No, I think you mean
it's Batman from another Earth. And
yes, I don't think you mean badass. I think you mean badass.
Oh, it's badass. Yeah, badass. But he basically turns himself into like some kind of Hulk Venom monster, and comes to like avenge. Even though Superman in our world is fine, in his reality, Superman went to shit, and so he's here to do a bunch of revenge. And then the Bat Who Laughs, or whatever the hell that thing is, he's there. It's great. That metal stuff is totally milking my boobs. It's going good. I'm enjoying it. Anyway, Steven, anything else about water? Should we drink water, or should we?
Yeah, you should drink plenty of water, Scott, because Scott's boob milk is probably something people should avoid.
Stay hydrated, everybody. All right.
He did already say that, but
oh, did he? I missed it.
Yeah, then we talked Batman after it. Yeah. He distracted us with milking boobs.
There's a red on air light for the chat. There you go, guys. Okay. Okay, we're to the point of the show where we can do a mashup now safely, and this will be good. Although, for some reason, Jamie, I just noticed your mashup is a little low on volume, so I'm going to up it real quick. Hold on a second. Let me just take me 2 seconds here. I don't know what happened, but usually he's super good about levels, but this is low, and I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
So I fix it.
You fix.
I fix. There's no problem now. I fix. Okay, so exit, and then we go back here, and then we keep recording. All right, we've done it. We fixed it, and now I'm going to play it. So enjoy this mashup from Jamie. It's titled A Sensible Subaru. Enjoy.
Brian, we rehearsed this. Narwhal, swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion. For f***'s sake, Brian, we rehearsed this.
Claire, funny. You've got to stop drinking. I don't know if our relationship's going to work out if you keep drinking yourself under the table every night.
The neighbors are complaining about the noise you're carrying on about.
Hey, shut up or I won't let you see me boobs!
They're banging on the walls with their shillelaghs to try and get you to shut up.
The documentary is called The Last Blockbuster. The Last Blockbuster.
Got it.
24-hour boner.
24-hour boner. Stick it on like a big sticker.
They say that, but they say that some of those Simpsons.
Who do you think Sam was going out with that broke his heart?
I don't know, but it was somebody who was obviously very disappointed by his lack of genitalia.
He didn't. That's right. He didn't have a unit. That is a dubbed version of a British commercial. What a weird thing.
Make sure to remove his fish and chips.
Take out the lorry.
I can't.
I don't know why you'll have to go up here.
A pair of testicles and a penis.
Yeah, like a real legit thing. Now,
how do I keep my penis from farting?
Why is everything at my grandma's house moist?
Oh,
whatever. Everyone touches my junk. Just go ahead. Okay, I have a number of files named porn. Let's see what they are.
I have a number of files on my computer labeled porn. Let's see what they are.
You got the Philip K. Dick in you. That sounded terrible.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
I really didn't mean that to come out that way.
Sure
I totally screwed that up. It has gotten larger as I played it. Every time I play a level, it gets bigger and bigger.
Well, that's certainly Jamie material right there.
It sounds like old people things, but yes, I will do it.
Take it, put it on your nightstand so that you can take it if you wake up in the middle of the night.
Why are Brian's old people always like
Sal Rosenberg?
Yeah. It's always some sour old Jewish guy.
Should I bring all my glasses with me?
Christ the Transformer. That's the statue we need.
What does he turn into though? That's important. It has to be a car or a jet or
Subaru.
something.
It'll be a Subaru.
A really sensible car. That's good. Problem is though, if he turns into a Subaru, it'd have to be a big Subaru, right? It can't just be
just a little actual size family.
Because he's so
sedan.
huge as a Transformer that when he comes down from full robot size, he'd have to be a big Subaru. I would think. I don't know. I can't figure.
Yeah, no. Obviously, where does all that matter go?
Oh, did anybody watch the Philip funeral? Did you watch any of that? They had guys that looked older than him walking around, looking all ancient. Some of those guys that were running that funeral.
Didn't see that.
Philip funeral. Let me see if I can find it. Like old bishops and
really
Church of England looking types that were all 1,000 years old.
And,
they were so old. Oh, here it is. Queen Elizabeth wore a brooch with a romantic backstory to Philip's funeral. Oh, that's adorbs. Who's she gonna scream Philip at now? Nobody.
Philip. Just be a sad echoey.
Just in their sleep.
Philip.
Philip. They're all gonna laugh at you, Philip. They're all gonna laugh at you. Wow. All right. Where is that? I have that somewhere. Yeah.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
There it is. Okay.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
We've done all we can do. We've done it all. So now we got to go. Before we leave, though, a couple of quick things. So the Boop Show tomorrow. Tonight, there's nothing. I have some things, but they're not on air. We broke through some cool stuff on Rock Runners. Go check that out. I'll be putting up a video today showing off a few more cards and how they work. I think I'm going to talk about the eject cargo card and the what else? Probably the space heist card, where this poor alien's being held up by somebody, and maybe talk about some of the new cards. So it's going to be good. Check it out. We'll talk about the gamepad and all that other stuff on a video that I'll post a little later today. And I think that's it. Brian, you got anything releasing on feeds today that you want to mention?
No. Stuff goes up tomorrow for ANTP. We are between seasons for Soundography, although Ham and I are going to record something special tomorrow for the patrons. Nice. And that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Watch for that.
Get a quick bite in. What'd you get? Did you get rice bowl?
She brought me some kind of mustardy looking. It's got, I don't know what this is. So the bread is my mother-in-law's homemade sourdough.
Yeah.
It's got turkey on there, some kind of cheese, a bunch of mustard, which I love, and then these greens on top. I think are just shredded spinach.
My God, did she just walk into a Bon Appetit magazine and pull that out from the cover and put it on your?
That's what it feels like. I don't know why I deserve this today.
Looks awesome.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
Really
She nails the presentation. It's not just.
That's right. It's not just the good for you. It looks good too. How about that?
It looks good too. Yeah.
She's also her and I will do Boop today. I forgot about that. We are doing, or not Boop.
Skim.
Skim.
Sorry, Brian Dunaway. Didn't mean for you to find out this way.
Big shocker to the old Dunaway camp that he's the new Skim co-host. Anyway, so there's all that. Patreon.com/TMS is how you support our show. We appreciate everybody who does. As we get closer to the end of this month, time to get in there if you haven't already, everybody. Patreon.com/TMS, frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. That's going to do it. Brian, play music for us, though, please.
I will. And by the way, there will be a crosswordville at some point today. So
nice.
Keep tuned for that. But what I'll do is I'll arrange it so it's not during Skim, so that people can have both.
There you go. I like it.
All right. Dustin wrote in and said, in honor of my second shot of the Moderna vaccine today, and Brian's as well yesterday, I thought I'd request a song that Spotify suggested I'd like, and the algorithm was right. Say Stafe, signed Dustin. Dude, this is great, and I dig this too. This is from Primus's Miscellaneous Debris EP, which came out way back in 1992. Collected a few of their B-sides and covers. Their cover of XTC's Making Plans for Nigel and Imposter and stuff like that, but also includes this amazing cover of Pink Floyd's Have a Cigar. Here is Primus.
Oh man, I haven't heard Primus in a while. This is exciting stuff. Check it out. We'll see you guys tomorrow on a brand new TMS.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I could feel my butt getting sore already.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey
there, John Goodman, with your butt getting sore.